Hello, good morning. We just had a tweet, and it suggests that Ali McCoist has to wear a name badge because you actually do have a name badge around your neck, don't you? And this one is from Craig Osborne. Why does Ali McCoist have to wear a name badge? Why is that, Ali?
It's effectively just so I can remember who I am.
Yeah, and
for no other reason. And you've got me embarrassingly in mid-Tunnocks tea cake.
I know, I can't believe it. This is what he does in the breaks. There's a big box of Tunnocks tea cakes to my right. It's a six-pack. How many? I've
only had one. I'm only having one.
The talkSPORT Clips of the Week.
Yes, it is Clips of the Week time. And Ian, would you care to kick us off today?
Yes, I'd love to. And we start with the moose and a classic old saying.
And then when they meet up in March, so much will happen between now and March, we'll all have forgotten about this whole Raheem Sterling and Joe Gomez thing from this week. I mean, this week's, chip paper is tomorrow's, we'll have thrown it away and there'll be some other controversy.
We've all used that one, haven't we? This week's chip paper is tomorrow. We would have all thrown it away. We've all used that one before, haven't we? Alan Brazil on breakfast now, and he really knows how to get his studio guests on side.
Yes, a very warm sports breakfast. Welcome to former West Ham Cardiff Villa and Wales defender James Collins. James, good morning, James.
Morning, boys. Thanks for having me.
So, what's happening at the moment, James? Nothing.
Thanks.
Blimey. Make him feel good about himself, Al, won't you?
It's a Caller to Drive, hosted by Adrian Durham and the unforgettable Danny Murphy.
John's a Chelsea fan. Wants to talk about this Southgate Sterling thing. Hiya, John.
Hi, John.
How you doing, Ed? And, yep.
Great, and
Yep.
Distinguished career, Liverpool, Fulham and Spurs, and indeed England, reduced to yep. For goodness sake.
Well done.
Tony Cascarino now on the Weekend Sports Breakfast, suddenly going a bit West Country.
So, yeah, there's a lot to answer for Everton going in today's game against Southampton, who are going into the game after 9-0 defeat.
Who are?
Very good tone.
But back to Alan Brazil now. One of the big stories of the week.
Papers covering the ongoing tribunal of, this is a difficult one, by the way. This was Dr. Richard Freeman, Team Sky and British Cycling's former doctor, for the best coverage on head to the Times and reads a huge double-page spread. I tried to read it, but it's legal.
Thanks. I'm sure Matt Lawton felt very
Matt Lawton did. It's a great piece, it's fantastic. I haven't read it, it's a bit legal. It's a good job, but Watergate wasn't happening when he was on, wasn't it, really? Elsewhere on Weekend Breakfast, newsreader James Lure had a new nickname for Cassie's co-host, Georgie Bingham.
After we talked to Tom Lister about tomorrow's big game at Anfield. And that's after your headlines with James.
Thanks, Georgie.
Jawsy. Oh, he's very familiar, isn't he?
He's called a Jawsy.
Really got his feet, Jawsy. He's got his feet under the table there, old James, isn't he?
Yes.
So what's next?
It's Fisherman's Blues now with Nigel Botherway.
And a shout out for more PBs caught in France, where England ladies carp team captain and friend of the show, Bev Clifford, has been hauling with some of the sticky baits team. They've been out on a lake in France testing a new krill active bait that proved very popular with those French carp.
Has it got garlic in it? It's great that you can actually make bait just for a French carp, isn't it? It's great, yeah.
It's like onion soup.
Have you ever been hauling with a sticky baits team, Andy?
I can't say I have.
I'd quite enjoy it,
I'd quite like to.
Yeah.
And a lot of people got very confused about the new handball law, but not our Beaky.
No, not Beaky.
The Manchester City team appealed for handball. Now, there's no deliberate handball anymore. There's no accidental handball anymore. No deliberate handball anymore. It's whether the arm is in a reasonable position.
A reasonable position. And if there's no deliberate handball or no accidental handball, there is technically no handball, is there? It's a free-for-all. Everyone's a keeper.
It was good.
Yeah, thank you, Beaky. And finally, because we can't make them up. Sometimes there's a lot, sometimes there's less. But, and finally, it's back to Alan Brazil.
England are all set for their 1,000th game. I've struggled to say that,
He did, didn't he?
To be fair, he did. But unfortunately for him, it's a word that came up quite a lot.
It did, yeah.
Raheem has been dropped for England's 1,000th game. 1,000th game, 1,000th game. Raheem Sterling is axed ahead of England's 1,000th game this Thursday. 1,000th game. England's 1,000th game. England's 1,000th game. 1,000th game. 1,000th game. 1,000th game.
Oh dear.
By the end of it, he's putting all the emphasis on game.
Yeah.
So he's thinking, I must get game right. Forgetting he's going 1,000th game.
That's true.
And he's had problems with the old THs before. And it all kicked off. This was probably the first one, the ocean that went to, what was it?
Deepest depth.
Deep depth. That's it. The old
That's your
Sylvester
clip
the Kid.
of the week.
That's your clip of the week. That's it. Or suffering succotash, etc. Let's thank a few people for suggesting clips. Zoggy the Gooner, Paul Buchan, Simon Beckwith, Simon Peter, Keith Morrison, PB, George Murray, and Sky Blue Sam. They all had clips played this week.
Good morning.
How was your breakfast?
It was lovely. How was yours? Have you got a spoon yet?
Yes, I've got a spoon. I'm just waiting to get into my yoghurt.
Yeah,